I'm cracking up. The birds and the bees. I felt the lust. And then the bee showed up, and not necessarily a honeybee, but it could be a honeybee. But he was trying to get in. I was like, you not getting inside of here. Like, not getting through the net anyway. Can't get through the net. But I felt the lust you with her. So you're so funny, y'all. And just when I was about to take a picture of him, he hurried up and flew away. He didn't want to get caught. Anyway, it's so funny.
Even though the evidence is there or was there and there's proof, but because it's not still there, I'm going to deny. The whole kind of like, I'm just not gonna. If I don't acknowledge it never existed.
And so this is how Elohim has shown me. It's really our issue. Individually, people have the issue with Elohim. They don't believe him. They do or they don't. Because when Elohim has said to us, when he told me, okay, you were going to have a child within a year, and even after conceiving, but you said that, and you said yes, you agreed to the things of Elohim. Even to this day, the word that Elohim gave through me, you have believed it, and the political party has even used it in the community. So either people believe Elohim or they don't, and if they're going to believe him, then they need to be all in with him. It is all or nothing with Elohim. It's not lukewarm. You're either hot or you're cold with him. So the people who said, oh, I believe Elohim told me to do this, I believe he said this, I believe he said that, even if it was 50 years ago, either you still believe that Elohim is Elohim and he said what he said and his word doesn't change and he is truth, or you have started to doubt him, doubt the belief, doubt the work, doubt your own relationship with him, doubt only the what's it called, a surety within it yourself about him. That's what it comes down to. It does come down to an issue of belief. People can't sit here and be like, you believed Elohim said X, Y, and Z. Now either you believe that you're my hearing, I just didn't hear it right, or this is too hard, it couldn't be of him. Is that true? Did you have a spiritual encounter with him that he showed and told you? Then you cannot make Elohim a liar and say, oh, he gave me this and he said we would have a child, but then I'm supposed to be with someone or something else. Because by your own action and your own faith, you had denied the truth. You have turned around and denied the faith, as the word says. Denied the faith or denied the Father or both. So these people who are like, oh, this was Elohim, absolutely, and I'm with it, and I just changed. It's not a matter of just feeling Elohim and feeling in love, but they are denying the faith. They're denying the Father, they're denying Messiah, and they're denying the Ruah, and they want me to turn around and try to deny what he had already said. And it was true then. It was true at creation. It is true in the Shamayim if you've been there. And it will be true when Messiah returns. Because it is true now. And it's eternally true. So these people who have denied faith, denied the Father, and denied belief, and denied the word, they can get out of my face. Out of my space, and out of my presence. Because just because they wavered, and they walked away from truth, does not mean that I have to. The other thing they're doing is denying. They're basically also saying Everett is more powerful than Elohim. I believe Everett over Elohim. Everett don't even know what is inside his butthole that Elohim can see. None of these men know inside their own hearts, their own cavity. They don't know in between their own toe, in their vein, and if they got the name of Elohim or not. And you mean to tell me what they says trumps Elohim? What they says means more? What they says can change what Elohim said? Well, I'm so sure I made my final decision. Didn't they make a final decision the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time? Didn't they say that their word was bond then? Didn't Elohim say that every man is a liar, but let Yah be true? Every man be a liar, Yah be true. But y'all sitting here telling me y'all's not the truth. His word is not the bond and final say. And the only one that is going to overcome everything. Y'all sitting here telling me mankind and men are stronger, more powerful, more know-it-alls than Elohim. That's what y'all telling me. Y'all saying ever no more than Elohim. Joel, Dad, all these people no more than Elohim. The politicians no more than Elohim. They don't. You're telling me y'all fear man and man's words and what man said is going to be. Y'all telling me Eric's words mean more. Sarah's words mean more than Elohim. Well, I made my decision. I got divorced. So what? So did that person who said that 20 years ago and still got remarried back to the person Elohim said to them too. I never thought this would happen. Exactly. You were a never thinker, but Elohim is an always thinker. Y'all want to sit here and put y'all's doubts on Elohim on me. Stop it. Y'all want to put y'all lack of faith of Elohim on me. Y'all want to sit here and put y'all belief in people, humans, who come in their own name, make their own decisions that flip-flop every 2 days. They flip-flop all the time. And y'all want me to believe them over what Elohim said. I won't. And they like, you just dead in the head, it will never change. Whatever. I'm sure maybe my dad thought that about his second wife. Who else? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Gerald and Yvette thought that for 20 years, 22 years, 28 years. Maybe the man at the pool in Bethesda waiting 38 years thought that. Maybe Abraham and Sarah waiting 190 years thought that. But Elohim don't lie. So, Ever is not more powerful than Elohim. Ever's word is not final. Elohim's is. None of y'all's word is final. Elohim's word is final. Get out my face. Everett's DNA has literally lived inside of me for an entire year. Twice when I conceived. And he has literally been inside of me. And literally been one with me. And it wasn't just sex. For years. And even now. Part of him is one with me. And I with him because it's through Elohim. I don't want to have nothingness with somebody else. It is nothing. And these other people who keep trying to be like, they are, and I don't care if people try to say I'm disgusting or something. I'm not, nigga. He has literally lived in me like Elohim does. His DNA has lived in me for over a year, twice. And even when I was not pregnant, his DNA lived in me. Every time we were one. But also, even outside of us, literally having sex, he is inside of me, have been inside of me. That's why his thoughts could be there. That's why his scent could be there. That's why his emotions and his mannerisms could be there. We literally became one. And not just because you had sex. You didn't just mimic your friends and your bros. And then you didn't mimic people you just had sex with in orgies and different things like that with. Or who you met up in a hotel. Or who you used Magnum condoms with. You literally had your seed living in me twice. But also, literally, yes, eating cum, but also it goes through the gut, the body acids, your saliva, all of that breaks that down. However, literally to have your cum inside of you, even when you're not pregnant and even when you are. When they talk about it going in parts of the brain and different things like that. But Elohim's oneness is beyond that of the world. And you can sit here and act like just because you have cum and you come inside that other woman, it is the same thing. Y'all can sit here and act like, oh, we want to do this and we want to do that. It's just, no. Just sex with other people is not being made one by Elohim. I know the difference. Elohim knows the difference. It is not something people can change. They can try to deny it all they want to. But this other person was like, they want to have sex with people and all of that. Like, literally. They're literally what? Like, willing to eat ass? Willing to eat feces. Quite literal shit. Like, what? That's how desperately you want to have sex with someone who you will never be wanting to Ruah with. Just a perversion of, I just have to taste. You have to taste something that's going to be crap. Just to know it tastes like shit. Like literally literally eat feces just to know that it tastes like feces. That's not that. What is that called when you like that? Because there's necromancy, like liking the dead. There's bestiality. There is literally something with different fetishes of feet and stuff. But also when a person wants to eat shit or defecate on someone. The entertainment industry, peeing and pooping and all of that kind of stuff on each other, which is not new, but that stuff literally comes from the Nephilim. I don't say these things, and I don't talk about slave sex to hurt people's feelings and sodomy to hurt people's feelings, or to remind them of certain things like 13 reasons or anything like that. I don't say it for that. And a person overcomes by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. They overcome through their testimony and the word of their witness. They also are set free. Having sex with Everett is freeing. Why? Because Elohim made him my husband. It would be bondage. It would be slavery. It would be captivity to have sex with anybody else. There's no pleasure in that. Yes, I would lay there like a dead fish. Why? Because it's dead. It's not the spouse of the Ruah Elohim gave me. It's dead. It's nothingness. It's like a flicker. It's like sitting there eating a meal that, oh, did it satiate you? Did it satisfy you? And make you whole and full and complete and content? Or was it just fake emotion, fake senses, dullness, numbness, and nothingness? And for the people who truly, genuinely want to know and a senses be alert and attuned to Elohim, Elohim can show you that. And he can do it through your spouse. But they ain't sitting here acting like, and you want to say pretend this, pretend that. No, they acting like Elohim is not the truth. That's not going to stop it from being true and real in Elohim. So all these people say you can have love for your children and stuff. A man and woman could always have one child. You have so much love and love the person who gave that. But or Elohim who birthed them too. But I do know as each time, anyway, I'm not going to go into, I don't say about the pregnancies that hurt your feelings either. But it is the truth. You know what I'm saying? And I told you about it before. And I recorded it and I sent it to you. I told you about the DNA. I told you about your scent. I told you about all of it. And I also told you about it even outside of pregnancy. It's just in having sex and oneness with the person Elohim selected you with. It doesn't happen when you just have sex with any person. It doesn't. But like I said, you could ask my sister if she remembers, because that was something like I said, I told her, like, it's like that. It's all the time. That oneness is there all the time. And so Elohim allowed her to experience it when we were in North Carolina. And she was like, I know what you mean now. Like, but it was there always. And it's there always of Elohim. And that's why he's like, the Ruah can be strengthened. The Ruah, the inner man, should be the strength. Anywho, Shalom. I have shared a message about sex and stuff before in the Ruach. Because if people truly want to live for Elohim, if they want to live good life, if they want to live and have good health and have it good and good upon the earth and be saved, all of those things, like if they truly truly care about goodness, truth, life, ahava, and being a believer, then they will do Elohim's way. They will choose righteousness. Now, so every time the good news is shared and spread abroad, that's why. As far as people's lust, last night, this morning, certain people who are visiting the park, of course there were 2 people there who were already at first sunrise before I even got there, and then there was a red truck and another truck. Those people were lusting. I put up the visor, and then it kind of like blocked out once I put up the visor, then like that lust was going. So the guy, one of the people, it was a white guy, and he was like thin and not really tall. I saw him walk past the front of the car, but he wasn't like close to the car. And then he left. So whether they thought they were like, checking out, but anywho, some people check out for obviously spiritual reasons, but there was lust. So, Yahuwah, I just pray that they heal from those things. I pray that people learn to honor you and regard you and revere you and love you and live their life unto you, and that they stop trying to do things that are a defilement to the Father himself. Like, he's in us, just as Everett's in me. Like, Elohim is in me of the Ruah. Elohim is in all parts of me, just like he's in all parts of creation. Everett's not able, a human and being is not able to be in every aspect, cell and stuff of you and your heart, your soul, your mind, neurons, the light that flows in you, the living water that flows in you, the blood that flows in you. The human doesn't have that capacity. But spouse is not, there's no comparison to that. I might put it on Facebook now that I had to explain all of these details. Anywho, I'm gonna put it on there and YouTube, and I'll put it on my website. Somebody asked me about that yesterday. As you know, the website for Ginger Flower and Company, I created that too. That one was made with WordPress, so I had to do more back-end work. But anywho, remember you were gonna help me with that one. That I did that one. You know how to build a website too. Anywho, so Yahuwah, yeah. Work is today. Some people are like, I don't know why people are doing certain things, even though they know that you can figure out things spiritually. And if they're not, just kind of basically, yes, if they're not coming in with purity, they're not coming with seeking questions or different things like that. It's like, why? People have work. There's work. There's other stuff going on. So don't come just with to be in the space of someone and have like not clean intentions or clean spiritual presence with you. Anywho, certainly don't bring no divinations. But anywho, shalom. I mean, I had this in sex therapy. We studied female ejaculation. We did pornography. We did sex toys throughout history. We did all of those things. We did study all of that stuff. Yes, there have been people who are discussing, who have sent me things from Facebook with a lot of pornographic stuff. Oh, join the Car Girl list. Come on, join our live and different things like that. No, thank you. But yeah, some of these people out here orgying, enjoying the sex in the hole and in the mouth at the same time. Yes, like they be trying to do with females. I've seen it. I've seen it with regards to, they did the same exact things, like when you studying sex therapy and human sexuality and female ejaculation, queefing, all of those kinds of things. And some of the effort the effort they really had to put in to get to ejaculate and all of that kind of stuff. And at times when it was multiple people or different things like that, we studied all of that. Is that something that is pleasing to Elohim? No. But is that something other people do? And they're out here like, well, it feels good to me. Yeah, I have a good time. Okay. Does it really feel you? Because the guys and the women and people that I met in class and university who were porn stars, you are these men who are having sex with other men, being sodomized. You have erogenous zones around your anus, but if you do the wrong things, yes, absolutely, you can rupture your anus in irreparable. At the same time, that's why the porn stars were like, you got to bear down. And so when you were like, pressure, yeah, gay people would know about pressure. Homosexuals would know about pressure. People who are raped or molested would know about pressure. And also, of course, obviously, homosexual men would know it. And also, women who have anal sex would know it. Because it is pressure. However, it's not just pressure with the ass or the anus, because you have to avoid rupturing something. Because I had studied it. So I was just asking questions about what people in the house, around, and all of that was, and I've had conversations with my brother about sex, but I didn't ask them about like anal sex and stuff like that. But nonetheless, he was just like, no, it was just always too painful for the female, and he couldn't even get halfway in with his size or different things like that. But at the same time, a lot of people, I wondered that, like, as a man and a woman are connected as one, Elohim really like merges you, and you can feel spiritually, intimately, emotionally, everything. Like, you can feel to your core. I don't mean filled with cum, and I don't mean filled with an orgasm, and I don't mean filled on a high, like you said, being with was a high, and I don't mean filled like euphoria. I don't mean filled like tantric sex either. And I don't mean filled like romance and just pleasure and passion or lust, like you fed the lust, or sometimes a lot of lust that's insatiable and it's not filled. I mean literally like how you feel whole and complete in Elohim and you don't have no emptiness. And they might be close. So I mean full. Like, I mean, like, you connect with you are made one and Ruah with a person, and you feel the fullness, the wholeness, the completeness of Elohim the same way you do with him. So when these homosexual people, men and women, or people who have orgies, or people who swing, or people who defile the marriage bed, when they have sex with other people, and they're all into the pleasure, and they're all into the lust, and they're feeding, and you know, like, you remember you were like, oh, romanticizing, don't romanticize it, but a person literally can stir up the lust. They can stir up, now I'm not talking about vibes and feelings, they can stir up lust. There's a difference between like the healthy, natural of, oh, you're feeling aroused. Like these people who keep doing spiritual witchcraft. And they have the lust, and I feel it worse. And there's a difference between those people who are defiling me, who are, oh, I'm an image of Sarah McBride, I'm feeling all over your breast. Oh, I'm Ray, I'm having sex in the backseat of the car, whatever, and we just bouncing up and down, and ain't real, it's nothing. It was emptiness there. Like, or who was it? Oh, I'm sending men and they gonna try to sexually assault you and harass you. Oh, you old in South Ridge, and these people want to fill over you. Like these people are lusting, where it's just lust, like lust that you can literally imagine, right? You're imagining it. You're feeding the lust. It's not the healthy, natural, like, oh, the desire, the flame. that is awakened, and awakened love, like Bob Marley was talking about, and like Elohim talks about, and like Shirim talks about, and like Solomon's mother was talking about to him. But like, you know, you arouse yourself. Like when people masturbate. And when people do that, like, you can arouse your relationship with a person and really not be, and it really not just be like, oh, you were naturally like from the Ruah. You know what I mean? Like the Ruah is different. It's different. And there's a depth that when you tap into Elohim and his being in the midst of that, like it wasn't a disgusting thing when the Ruach overshadowed Miriam. But like, that's different than you fantasizing and enticing and heightening up the lust. Like anybody can have sex. Anybody can have lust. Anybody can have passion. Anybody can have fantasy. And make it up. Like with the Warrior series, you can, but like there's a difference between the depth and realness that comes from Elohim. Like, and literally, like, it's not like Elohim was watching grossly the first time you and I ever made that covenant. And I could see him, and I could see messengers, and I could see the witness of them there and present. Like, it's not a disgusting thing, but it's also like, it's not an outer body experience. But anytime you're in a Ruach, like, it's a completeness, it's a wholeness, it's down to the core and to the soul and to like, and it's an eternal like feeling. It's like a never-ending feeling, a never-ending well. And beyond that, like, so anyway, and when a person is guarded, cheated, there's a tear, there's like things closed off that from the oneness that Elohim created, you sense, you feel like it's all there, you know, it's all there. They don't even have to say it. You never had to say a word. Elohim revealed it, but I also felt it in your body. Like, I literally felt your DNA, and I felt you inside of me, like literally your sperm and different things like that. But like, I felt the impregnation, I felt the conception. I also felt every single month you and your scent, and it would come out of my pores. Like, I literally would be perspiring when I was resting, and I could smell you. You were literally one with me. Anyway, that's Elohim. So, shalom, much love. Stuff is, so what I was also getting at is like, it's like they can say, oh, it's really that good. It's literally like a bad restaurant with bad food that everybody have that. You talk about capping and caping. Like, to me, they are always caping. They are always not being honest about it. Like, literally the whole sexual experience, the escapade, everything depended upon their imagination. It wasn't because it was naturally there and it was just like that. But like, it depended upon their imagination. It didn't just spark. Like, it wasn't through Elohim. Like, it depended upon your imagination for you to be aroused, for you not to focus on the pressure, for you not to feel the pressure, for you to be erotic, like for you to look as a, like when they did in sex therapy, as I was saying, but also in porn, also in female, with female, the same thing. You're watching the penis glide through the hole to feel an erotic reaction to yourself. So it's like it within yourself. Like, the whole thing is based upon the person's imagination, the person's fantasy, the person's hyped up emotion, like eating food that, oh my gosh, everybody was talking about this place, and the food be trash. It don't be having flavoring. It don't be organic. It don't be non-GMO. It's not just naturally. This is just delicious. It's not no fine wine that came from the cellar or the recipe, the formula of Elohim. Like, it's not, it don't be that. And I don't, and for people, like other people that are like, you don't know what you're talking about, whatever. Your masturbation, pornography, everything is based upon the fantasy that a person creates, the creative mind of the person. So as far as addictions and stuff concerned, like alcohol, it is the stuff, as they talk about, a man believes in his heart. You believe it in that heart, you're telling that to yourself. Oh, this is passionate. Oh, this is my love. Oh, this is this and this is that. With relationships. Oh, we make it work. Or it works because we keep choosing each other. It's no different. But genuinely, there's like, and the same thing of not just with homosexual, of lesbian, of female and female, of orgies and that, but like the straps, the butt clamps, the what are they called? The little balls and just different things. Like it's still on your imagination. Like you literally have to you're still pleasuring yourself. You have to build up the own erotica. You have to build up the own emotion. You have to build up the passion. Like it's all in what you created anyway. And especially with dildos and everything like that, like they don't have living blood, water and stuff flowing in them. They don't have the pulse of the heartbeat. They don't have and like I said about the pores, no freaking person can do that but Elohim. None. It's not even just because a person has a baby, it passes through the birthing canal, and oh, now this man is in love and connected. Oh, the tears, and they're connected. It's not just that. Like Elohim, there is a naturalness that, like, it literally knowing. And Adam and Hawa they weren't in purity. They didn't have to create this erotic for pleasure. Literally, the word says our bodies are for the pleasure of one another, and he expects that, and it's supposed to be that, and it didn't require any. They weren't defiled at that point. It didn't require any. I got to imagine this. It was the nature of the oneness between them and the knowing of them of each other. And that's why I'd be like, I don't want fake popcorn. Like, I don't want these people be acting like I don't want that. No. I don't want the fake food. I don't want the fake nacho cheese sauce that came from the movie theater. They be literally knowing that SHIT is not good. And they be trying, but it because of their own creative mind. Oh, I'm satisfied. I'm pleased. And at times they don't even be pleased. But instead of it's supposed to be the exploration from Elohim. And again, it's not, there is a deeper depth. How can it be fulfilled in Shemaim? How can it bring the Shemayim to earth? You can literally bring it in that moment. And no one can do that level of elevation except for Elohim. No one. If it's not him, it can't be done to that level. Not through mysticism, not through, because you can't take yourself through the portals. Through the portals and the layers of the Shemaim, and you can't travel it on your own. Like the messenger of Elohim, only they can take you to those places and different things like that, and only he can allow it and appoint it. So it's just like that. It's like anyway. And this isn't to hype it up or make somebody like, oh my gosh, now I got to fantasize about getting to that place. However, the truth is, they did not know evil at that time. They did not do orgies. They didn't even know they were naked. They knew one another. And they had the pleasure, literally the way that it's described in Song of Solomon, in the Proverbs, in I already said Song, Solomon, Shir HaShirim. Like literally the way Elohim always describes oneness, the spouses, and knowing each other and the body not being our own. It's like, it really is the way he said. And it's only done through him. And it's not an enticement to get people to be enticed so that they won't be homosexual. However, you will never experience that in homosexuality, because there's no oneness of Ruach in that. They will never, people will never experience that without the Ruach. To the point of what Elohim created with Adam and Hawa, and to the many witnesses in the word where it was like, and he knew her. He knew her, like she knew him, like. And anywho, like I said, the pores, I need all my emails, because yes, for years it doesn't cease. I can still smell you. I still understand what you feel like, what your scent is, your DNA. I know that it's yours, and the distinguish between like if it was 2 drops of sweat next to each other. That's how detailed it is in Elohim. And I don't have to I just made this up in my mind. Like, nah, literally, Elohim did that. Elohim did that. And I know that's why some people are afraid of the oneness, because they haven't experienced it, but also they know there is no way you can separate what Elohim has done. There's no way you can replicate that. Like, you cannot go to the Shemaim or bring the Shemaim without the Ruach. None. It is only possible through Elohim. And so that's not to say that, oh, boo-hoo to the people. Like, it's not to say boo-hoo to, for example, Leah, Bilhah, the other servants. Tamar, number 2. People who, Hagar, because they gave of their bodies. They gave to the purpose of Elohim. But they were not one in Ruach. And they weren't the spouse. And it's almost, I will be equivalent to, Elohim uses all people in all creation. And it's all made for him and for his purpose. At the same time, there are an elect. And there are a chosen people. And there are, okay, also it's compared to even better, so that people feel comfortable. It's compared to the wicked and slothful servants who don't do his command, to the ones who only do what they're supposed to do. They just pass the class. Between the ones who take what Elohim gave and increased it and multiplied it, and it became, that's the difference. Like, people in the shallow waters versus people in the deep end. And it's, again, not something that you can do. And it's not to idol worship it. That's what I was trying to get at. It's not the idol worship trying to find the best you ever had, trying to find the greatest orgasms, trying to give the greatest orgasms. In Elohim, it is his desire, it is his word, that there will be it would be the pleasure. But his pleasure it comes in complete pureness and innocence. These men, this raw club that come up and stuff, like, you don't have to go into sadomasochism, bondage and sadomasochism, erotica, and like really you know, to pornographic, to nasty, dirty, like, you know what I mean? You don't have to be a freak and like freaknik in the way of rap culture, in the way of Diddy parties, because that's what that Raw Club was too. In the way of bondage and sadomasochism, in the way of the red light district. And I don't mean like, oh, it's just this innocent missionary, but it's like, it's not defiled. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's not like the Warrior series in a sense, when they wanted to dominate and he like sat the girl on his lap and you're not going to get up until you, where there was some sadomasochism in that, because it was like, you're going to basically bow and yield. You'll eat from my hand. There was some sex slave mentality in that. Now the difference of like the sexual part and of knowing one another and being very intimate and being all over and being tender but also intimate, and also having the right types of pressure points. Like, not pressure points as much as, like, you know what I mean, like with the toes, with the parts of your bodies, with your ligaments, with all of that. And then that's different than I want to dominate, or I'm doing it from a place of trauma, or I'm doing it from a place of hurt, or I'm doing it from the place that I gotta hammer you. If you're literally thinking like the jackhammer, the move, and the sex toy, but you go into the mindset of like a hammer, like literally, not so much of like strong and powerful, but almost like gliding a woman's hips to you. Like, I could hold you up and pull you into me, or pull you over me, rather than that. The man, I could hold you up and pull you over me. That's a different, I have strength, and I have a rod that's going into your hole, and we can become one, but not in a sense that I have to try to dominate and force and control. Like rape. Honestly, there's other way to say it. It's like slave sex and rape, to the point where you would be unaware and ignorant and what's the word, Yahuwah? Neglectful, but also like what's the other word? Where you could cause a tear, like quite literally, like tear in the vagina, or tear in the inner part, or tear upon even the penis, or where you can break the penis bone. Not stuff like that where you're like careless and you're gonna injure yourselves. Not that. But anyway, trying to be so, oh yeah, like, we not trying to be so much that you like literally break your penis, or you tear the vagina, like when a woman gives birth, and she could tear the child's head, could tear the vagina. Not like that, because preparation isn't done, massaging isn't done, soothing isn't done, the opening up isn't done, the expansion, like the patience and the intentionality and it's like a mastery. There's no other way to say it. In Asian culture and in ancient cultures, it's mastery. It's craftsmanship. It's really like everything in life should be done unto Elohim. Like, you literally should be having sex unto Elohim. That's the best way I could say it. Your sex and sex life should be unto Elohim. You're not thinking like, I'm the bride of Elohim and I'm having sex with him and I'm homosexual. No. But it should be unto him like Elohim. Even in this, you should be pleased. Oh, look at how I take care and touch and caress and be on your daughter. Like when he's like, your neck and your breasts, the areola, like there's different things. Like, it should be treated with such the way of that. That's why I enjoyed giving massages. I enjoyed doing the different things that Elohim gave me. I enjoyed laying hands. Enjoyed using different temperatures and all kinds of stuff, because it should be a art, a mastery, a work. You're not performing. A work unto Elohim. An intimacy and a treasured, and I know it gets tired at times, and you got quickies and different things like that, but like, it should be unto Elohim. And people think that, and that's why even porn stars, like people knock missionary and other things as though they can't be so pleasurable. It's so sensual. It's so intimate. It's so like, but anyway, nonetheless, you need to give me back my stuff. Stop trying to share it with your bros and other people, and give me my stuff. Shalom. Love you much, East.